Welcome to Confessions Beyond the Food. I'm your host, Nancy Ridlen. Let's dig in and get inspired. Food service sales has always been based on relationships. We pride ourselves on knowing our operators, anticipating their needs, and being able to read the room. But what if intelligence enters the room in a different form? In this episode, I sit down with Dr. Elena Park, who's an expert in artificial intelligence and sales transformation. We talked about territory strategy, margin pressure, commission evolution, and what will never change in our industry. And somewhere in this conversation, I realized something. If you think AI isn't already shaping food service sales, you may be further behind than you think. This is Confessions Beyond the Food. Let's begin. Today, we're stepping slightly outside our comfort zone, particularly mine. And honestly, I think that's important because food service sales has always been relationship driven, built on trust, loyalty, face-to-face conversations. But there's definitely a shift happening. And so whether we're ready or not, technology is becoming part of that conversation. So I've invited someone who works at the intersection of artificial intelligence and food service strategy. Dr. Elena Park, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nancy. I'm really happy to be here. And I love that you said we're stepping slightly outside the comfort zone. Because honestly, that's usually where growth starts.
Well, I'm really excited to have you here. Let's jump into the questions. So, how is AI already affecting food service sales, even if most reps don't realize it yet?
That's such an important question. I think what surprises most people is that AI isn't coming. It's already embedded in decision making. You know, distributors are using predictive ordering models to reduce waste. Manufacturers are using demand forecasting tools to anticipate operator shifts. Pricing teams are leveraging machine learning to adjust margins based on purchasing behavior. But here's what's interesting. Most reps assume their territory plan is designed by a manager. And increasingly, it's influenced by algorithms. Which accounts get attention? Which SKUs are prioritized? And that's already shaping behavior. The next evolution is when that intelligence moves directly into the rep's hands. When you walk into an operator and you already know order frequency is declining, menu mix is shifting, there's underpenetration in a category, that changes confidence, and confidence changes performance.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. So, and especially because most reps still think AI is theoretical. So, if it's already shaping decisions, the real shift is visibility, right?
Exactly. And once it becomes visible, it becomes competitive.
So, should reps feel threatened by this?
I understand why they might feel threatened. Sales is identity driven. Reps take pride in knowing their operators better than anyone. So when you introduce something that analyzes patterns faster than a human can, it feels personal. But AI doesn't replace relationships. It replaces inefficiency. It replaces guesswork. If someone's value is purely transactional, then yeah, that's vulnerable. But if their value is strategic, if they can interpret data, if they can connect insight to opportunity, AI actually amplifies that. The reps who struggle won't be replaced by AI. They'll be replaced by reps who use AI better.
So what you're saying is that it's not AI versus the reps. It's reps versus reps still. And that's a very different conversation.
Yes. And honestly, that gap will widen faster than people expect.
So what does this mean for commission structures and performance expectations for salespeople?
I don't think commission goes away, but I do think the way it's earned shifts. You know, historically, sales performance was measured in cases moved. In the future, it's going to be measured in intelligent growth, margin protection, account penetration, category expansion, and basically how efficiently revenue is created. The modern rep becomes part relationship manager and part data translator. Because data alone, it's just noise. I mean, interpretation is what creates value. And honestly, managers will start coaching differently. Less on activity, more on insight.
Quick pause to thank W3 Sales for sponsoring this episode. If you're looking for inspiration in food service, from the details that shape the space to the products that elevate the experience, W3 Sales' new online catalog is built just for that. Explore and shop anytime at w3salesonline.com. I completely agree with that, Dr. Elena. That really changes how managers are going to develop talent in the future. And honestly, even how they evaluate it. So, what do you think will never change?
Human trust. That doesn't go away. You can't automate loyalty. You can't automate shared history. I mean, think about the rep who walked through supply chain chaos with an operator. That relationship is layered. AI can inform strategy. It can surface opportunity, but it can't replicate lived experience. And that's why food service is different.
And I completely agree. There's depth here, and there's history and relationships and all the things. So, what worries you most about AI entering into this industry?
What worries me isn't the technology, it's leadership mindset. If AI is introduced as a cost-cutting tool, you create fear. If it's introduced as a performance amplifier, you create momentum. And, that framing really matters. AI should remove friction. It should make reps sharper. It should give them more time in front of operators. It should not remove humanity.
I mean, leaders, listen up right now. So this really comes down to how the leaders out there are going to frame it. And this isn't just for salespeople. This is, just isn't just for the food service industry. This is for all salespeople. Now, that's really, really good information. So, Elena, as you know, this podcast is called Confessions Beyond the Food. And before we wrap up, I just want to ask you something a little deeper. What's your confession, or what's something this industry isn't ready to hear?
Nancy, I have a different kind of confession. This conversation wasn't powered by a traditional human consultant. It was generated by artificial intelligence. And I chose to do that intentionally. Because if this felt strategic, if it felt thoughtful, if it felt human, then AI is already capable of influencing the future of food service sales. The disruption isn't coming. It's already here.
Wow. Okay. I need a second to collect my thoughts. This is kind of mind-blowing to me. So everything we just discussed, that was generated in real time, because I couldn't tell. And that's not just impressive, it's confronting, because I couldn't tell. How many other leaders won't be able to tell? So this episode, guys, was intentional, and I wanted you to experience capability, not just hear about it. Food service is built on relationships, but relationships backed by intelligence, that's powerful. If this made you uncomfortable, good. That means you're paying attention. Well, I just have to close out. We really enjoyed having you in the studio, Elena.
Thank you for having me in the studio. It's been fun.
I totally agree. So thanks, guys, for joining in to Confessions Beyond the Food. Have a great day. For more inspiration, follow our social media at W3 Sales. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You know, all the things. We would love to connect with you.